which are detailed. This one's like insanely easy.
Okay.
So when we're training a dog to come when called, there's 3 pieces of knowledge that we want to give the dog.
Yeah, we're working on come today.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one thing that everybody kind of understands that they don't want their trained dog to do is that we've called the dog and that they choose not to come to us. Okay. If you notice the way I qualify, well, that's not this dog because I said that's the trained dog.
Right. Okay.
The untrained dog cannot be in trouble for not coming because they do not have the next 2 pieces of information. And what are the next 2 pieces of information? She has to understand that when you say her name, that the first thing she is to do is to perform a 180-degree turn.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, the 180.
Okay.
Most people think, like this, most people train to come when called where the dog is like this, and then they call the dog, and the dog takes a step towards them. But let's just get realistic for a second. In most cases, what's happening? The dog is doing this. The dog has to hear a sound with its ear facing this way, and then that sound has to create that. So I'm a big proponent for this, and obviously you can tell I'm pretty passionate about that. I really want the dog to understand that when I cue you, whichever word that we decide that we're going to associate, that word means 180-degree turn. And then the second thing that I want the dog to understand, okay, is I want the dog to come all the way back into my personal space.
Okay.
So what I teach dogs, we're going to play a game called the tree toss game. It's easier if we play it upstairs, if that's okay.
Sure, yeah.
And what we're going to show her is that we're going to show her to turn around and come through our legs.
Okay.
The reason I teach that is because I want the dog to be comfortable with it. See how it's mildly uncomfortable when I get into that spot? I don't want the dog to get like here, and then you go to put the leash on, and then what does the dog do? The dog hustles back and away from you. So I think it's so important that our dogs, especially our bigger dogs, learn how to come all the way through our body. In your home, you need a corner, and then you need enough space for the dog to be able to run out of the corner. So what I'm going to do with her first is I'm going to put scent up to her nose, and I'm going to lead her, and then I'm going to throw the food right there in the corner. What her instinct should tell her to do is to go to the corner, and now what are you going to see next most likely? A turn. She's going to look for food. See how she's looking, but see there that we had a turn? So now she turns, and then I'm going to show her what? To come back through my legs. If she struggles a little bit, I'll use the leash a little bit, and then when she gets through, I want her to head over that way. Are you going to eat that?
She's not big on these tricks.
It's okay.
I mean,
She is not smart because...
Oh no, she likes them. She's just a little nervous right now.
Okay.
So let's make it a little easier.
She's smart in many things, but few things she never...
Well, she's not food motivated, but like she is now. What changed?
You got down.
I got down.
Yeah.
So what does that mean the dog is sensitive to? Pressure.
Yeah.
And what am I trying to break down right now? I'm trying to break down some pressure. So take the food, I want to throw it. I'm going to help her a little bit more. And I want to kick that instinct in there. Good. I just want to get that little instinct going of chasing after stuff. Okay? Because when she goes over there, puppy, 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 there you go, good dog. This is a little variation of the game. I'm not going to start calling her yet, but I'm trying to build a pattern of what? Hey, so because I'm fun now. You see how I'm trying to have fun? This is an up exercise. Hey, you ready? Are you ready?
She loves you. Every
And
time
she
you
goes
come,
over
she
there.
feels
Puppy,
calm.
puppy, puppy, puppy,
Right?
puppy. There you go. So look at how I pet her here. Oh, that's a good puppy. That chair is
Oh, she
squeezed.
wake
It's
up.
okay. She'll be okay. She's gonna come over that, overcome that stuff.
Look how she woke up.
Are you ready? Are you ready? So watch here. Marcella. I don't say one. Good puppy. Good dog. It's timing. I gotta time the voice command at the moment the dog picks up. Hey, you ready? See what I'm asking here? Are you ready? I'm playing a little game right here of keep away. Are you ready? And then I'm gonna underhand throw it. She's gonna go after it. Then when she puts it in her mouth, Marcella. Good puppy. Very good. Good puppy. Look at these pets. These pets are designed to bring the dog up. Hey, are you ready? Are you ready? Huh? Are you ready? Underhanded throw. Marcella, good puppy. Woo, puppy girl. Puppy girl.
So this way
Puppy
we
girl.
can teach her how to fetch.
This is a fetch skill too.
I
But
used
more
to do it.
importantly, what are we focusing on right now? Come when called. Okay, here we go again. Are you ready?
To yesterday and the
Marcella, good girl. Woo, look at my hand. Good dog, good dog. Good dog, good dog.
Good work, Al.
Very good, good dog.
Sometimes the food right next to her, the treats,
Are you
and she
ready?
doesn't see it,
You ready?
or doesn't smell it.
So the way that the dog sees the food is through the motion of it. Marcella, puppy, puppy, puppy.
It's under her feet, and she doesn't see it.
Yeah,
She
because
looks
it's not
at me.
because it's not moving anymore.
But why she doesn't smell it?
She does, but like she's still got a slightly underdeveloped nose. Slightly, okay?
she's
So see
young.
this, look at what I'm doing with my hand.
Mhm.
Are you ready? And then out of that comes that fast motion. So that I lead her over, put motion into it. Marcella, good puppy, good dog. See my hand? Puppy, puppy, puppy. Puppy, 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 puppy. See, she doesn't see this
She
stuff.
lost, yeah, she lost that.
She lost the motion.
Yeah, this is what she does sometimes.
Good puppy. This is the game right here, but what it does is it does a nice job of associating to her to turn around
Right.
and to come back. Are you ready? Marcella, puppy, 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 there you go, good dog, very good, good puppy, good job. Hey, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Pop, 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 pop. Are you ready? See how I'm trying to draw her attention back? What is that, huh? Puppy, puppy, puppy. Pop, 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 pop. Marcella, good dog. When do I say good dog? When I see the turns. Right after the turn. I'm going to do two more and then you guys are going to take over. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Marcos. Yeah, you're willing.
Marcella, good dog, good dog. Pop, 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 pop. Puppy, 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 puppy. Good girl. There you go. This is kind of level one. Level two is you would kind of play it here in the open where you're not going to use a wall to turn the dog anymore. Puppy, puppy, puppy. We're not going to do that.
Watch
Puppy,
out,
puppy,
watch out.
puppy.
Okay, sweetheart.
Pop, 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 pop.
No carpets, Marcella. It's not a pee drum for you.
Marcella, good dog. Good girl.